He was absolutely pissed off. He has this immense love for Germany, and he blamed it primarily on one thing, which is
The Treaty of Versailles.
yeah, that thing, which
Genau.
maybe you might have heard of, and if you haven't, then let me tell you, that
Greatest
is
treaty
easily
of all
on
time.
Watch Mojo's top 10 shittest treaties ever. That's got to be number one, man. And I'm going to try to explain to you just why it was total garbage and just such a useless thing to do. Basically, all these people turn up to this, palace called Versailles in France. Germany have to basically accept full blame for the war, for starting it, which, again, yes, they did start it, but if they hadn't, it was quite clear that the winds of war were happening. Like, everyone was rearming, everyone was in a mood to fight. If the Germans had, for a second, gone, hey, maybe we should calm down, there's no guarantee that the Russians or the French or anything wouldn't have just escalated it back up again. So it's a bit unfair to just say, oh, Germany it's your fault. All of it's your fault. It's not, the war started because Hungary and Serbia started having a little spat. It's not like Germany wasn't even there at the very beginning. So, for starting the war, Germany have to pay the equivalent, and I did this in modern British pounds, they have to pay the equivalent of £657 billion.
Whoa.
After a world war, where your economy is already crippled, would completely bankrupt you. Alongside that, the country loses territory. 13% of European German territory goes to its neighbours, and they lose 1/10 of their entire population. Apart from the European stuff, they lost virtually all of their overseas empire. As well as that, so all the money, all the land, all the population they've lost, they are also told to reduce their army, so they are allowed no tanks, no air force, a few ships for a navy, but that's it, and 100,000 men. Anschluss, which is the union between Austria and Germany, that is forbidden. No more of that.
Really?
Yep, not allowed.
I didn't know that was part of the Treaty of Versailles.
Get rid of that. You're not allowed to be together. When you two are together, bad things happen.
True.
You can kind of get this idea that Germany are being treated like children, in a way.
Yeah.
They're basically saying, no, you're not allowed to do that anymore, because if you do that, that just means bad things. And I'm just saying, from a German person's point of view, you see all these things, and just on a moral, they are a very proud people, the Germans, especially during this time period, very, very patriotic. And for them
Friendly
to see
too.
this, they feel like not only is the world caving in around them, but everyone's laughing at them. The final thing about this treaty, the big thing that Germany has to deal with, is that the Rhineland, which is basically the big piece of land that's connecting France and Germany, or the main piece of land connecting France and Germany, is demilitarized. So Germans aren't allowed to put any troops in that land. Which, again, it's the kind of thing where it's like, well, in theory, the war's over, so why would you need troops there? But it also just kind of, it's like France are like, let's get them to have no defenses, so that if we want, we can just go in.